Hey, what is up, folks? It is Will with Exposing the IWC, and today we're going to be talking about the women's division and how Liv Morgan and Nia Jax are champions, and how I think is probably likely. I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling they're going to go all the way to Mania. So we'll talk about that. Also, going to be talking about what happened on Dynamite. Dynamite was kind of a rough one, if you ask me, but maybe that's just me. Okay, I saw some folks that were actually excited about what happened on Dynamite, so we'll talk about that. Also, going to talk about what happened on NXT a little bit and what's happening with the whole Stephanie Becerra and Julia situation, because apparently they're not going to No Mercy, or at least they're not going to have a match at No Mercy. We'll talk about that here in a second, and I think I'll talk about some other crap I'm seeing online. You know, I'll bitch about the IWC here in a second. Okay, if you're watching this on replay, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're in the chat right now, what is up? How you doing? Leave a comment while you're at it right now. Maya, David, what's up? How you guys doing? Yeah, it's now I'll admit that tweet I sent out there this morning, was it kind of engagement bait? Sure it was. Do I believe the tweet? Kind of. So it wasn't really like a troll per se, but I didn't know what I was doing when I sent out that tweet. Tweet being this one, when I said, I think we all can agree. I'll show you here in a second. I said, I think we all can agree that Nia Jax and Liv Morgan will be champions going into Mania. Did I know what I was doing with that? Yes, I did. I know what I was doing, but I kind of believe it anyway. So not like I was trolling. I just fired off a tweet that I knew folks would be upset about. But yeah, I got a lot of different reaction from this. We'll talk about this in a second. We won't jump right into this at first, but yeah, a lot of reaction. I'll read it. I'll read through it when we go through this topic. But first, before we talk about Mania plans, which is like in April for Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, let's focus on something else, like what happened with Julia and Stephanie. So I've been giving you guys some updates on those two and their situations and how I think that's going to play out. I feel like I'm obligated to come on here and tell you guys that No Mercy is not looking like the time we're going to see them debut in the ring. I already kind of accepted that we won't see Julia at No Mercy, but now I'm thinking also no Stephanie Becerra at No Mercy. And these are the two big names that folks are excited about, the two signings that folks really want to see in the ring in NXT. We speculated about No Mercy, we speculated about Heatwave. Now I'm thinking neither at No Mercy. Why? Well, I already gave up on Julia. Julia has dates in Japan. Her last date is October 19th. Against Mai Sakurai. That match is going to be a good match for them, wrapping up a storyline where Mai Sakurai went to she went to Marigold to wrestle Julia. She was in a stable with Julia. Now they're coming full circle, having this match. I think Julia will put her over and then leave. That'll be her last match. Good story. Great, right? That's the 19th of this month. Julia is moving her entire family to Orlando. Her entire family, her mom, her boyfriend, her dog, if she has a dog, her life, everything. She's moving to Orlando. That's going to take some time, right? So, the way this is setting up, we're not going to get Julia at No Mercy. Why else do I believe that? In terms of a match, well, they're setting up her next opponent. By her next opponent, I'm talking about Roxanne Perez. Last week on NXT, they set up Jada Parker. I noticed they had Jada Parker walk by Roxanne and talk some shit. Okay, what are we doing here? Are we doing Roxanne Jada Parker? Is that what we're doing? Well, 2 days ago on NXT, talking about new challengers for Roxanne, and Jada Parker was the first to say her name, put her hand up, start talking about wanting her opportunity. So, okay, this is where this is going. We're getting Roxanne Perez against Jada Parker. Robert Stone, Mr. Stone, however you want to say his name, he said he's going to set up a multi-women match for women who haven't got a chance yet. So that's how we're going to get a new contender for Roxanne Perez. Will it be Julia and Stephanie in that match? I seriously doubt it. That's not how they're going to introduce Stephanie and Julia in a multi-women match. Nah. They're going to bring in Jada Parker, some other women who haven't got a chance yet, and they're going to have a multi-women match, and Jada Parker will win. And that's how we'll get Jada Parker Roxanne. Jada Parker has been a heel most times. They already got her as a babyface now, as you noticed on the last show. She's talking more in a babyface tone, talking to Lola Vice saying, hey, Lola, you had your chance, but now's my chance. Not being a heel. So she's going in the babyface route. So it's all setting up here, folks. It's setting up for the Roxanne Jada Parker match. Now, some folks say that might be a TV match. I seriously doubt it, folks. It's not going to be next week. And then even if it's not next week, they're going to have a multi-women match that week. It's going to be No Mercy, okay? Just accept it. Okay, accept it. No Mercy. It's probably going to be Roxanne against Jada Parker. No Julia. But that I already kind of saw coming, again, because Julia's schedule. She's going to be in Japan late October. She has a signing, meet and greet, at the book or like some type of biography, something like that she put together in Japan. And she has a 2-day signing the days after her last match. She's not moving over to the United States until like late August or late this month, okay? But forget about Julia for No Mercy in terms of a match. She may still show up on the show like a teaser or like a debut, like maybe a face-off, maybe. But in terms of a match, nah, it's not happening at No Mercy. Now, I thought it was possible we get Stephanie Vaquer. Here's the problem with that. I thought we were going to get a Stephanie Vaquer against Not Kiana James, but Kalani Jordan. Where is Kiana James, by the way? We miss you, Kiana, wherever you are, okay? I thought we were going to get a match between Kalani Jordan and Stephanie Vaquer, but they're setting up Winnie Chu. If you watched what happened on Great American Bash Part 2, Winnie Chu is very much in line for Kalani Jordan. If they're going to do Stephanie Vaquer at No Mercy, they would have had her show up, I think, at that show. It's not happening, okay? So what does that tell me? It tells me that No Mercy, unfortunately, is just a show for, it's not as important as what's coming up, which are the 2 CW shows. So CW has a show on the 1st of October and the 8th of October. These are big shows for the company because the first time NXT will be on CW. Big shows. They're calling in the big guns. They're calling in CM Punk. They're calling in Randy Orton, okay? I think we're more likely to see Julia and Stephanie on those shows, the booster ratings, to have those massive matches for that instead of the No Mercy PLE. So No Mercy, I'm sorry if you bought a ticket for No Mercy, you thought you were going to get a big show from a debut standpoint. It's not happening, I don't think. I think you're going to get Jada Parker, Julia. You're going to get Kalani Jordan, Winnie Chu, and some other matches. Maybe Wesley to turn heel, get a match there. Get a Trick Williams match against Pete Dunne, maybe, I don't know. But it won't be Julia and Stephanie at No Mercy at this point. Again, the feuds are set up now. The matches are kind of set. Jada Parker stepping in for Roxanne. Winnie Chu for Kalani Jordan. So No Mercy, not happening, folks. I'm thinking about CW. Those CW shows, folks, that's going to be the time to really get excited, I believe. I could be wrong as well. I'll be shocked though. Pushing it back to Halloween Havoc? No, I don't think so. This is going to be the time, folks, I believe, for Stephanie, for Julia. It's going to be this show. If I can pull up the freaking, here it is. CW shows, October 1st in Chicago, in St. Louis. I believe that's the case. So whatever it is, so it is what it is. Again, it'll be fine. Okay, I'm not really kind of getting tired about talking about these two debuting. When it happens, it happens. Okay, at this point, I'm thinking it's going to be early October for these two shows. Great. If not, whatever. They'll come when they come. But yeah, I'm not really looking for them at this point. I'm getting kind of tired of hoping they're going to show up and them not showing up. So again, no match for No Mercy, I don't think. Okay, so get that out of your head. Fallon will probably be going against Kalani Jordan. But they signed Stephanie. Oh, you saying before they signed Stephanie, maybe? Perhaps. Kind of feel bad for Fallon and Jane. The better opponents for Kalani. Hey, they still might do Kalani against one of those two. In terms of Winnie Chu. Okay, I see what you're saying. You'd rather see Fallon or Jane rather than Winnie Chu? Yeah, probably. Yeah, October is gonna be nuts for NXT. It's gonna be huge for NXT. Big moments, big shows. Yeah, the commercial breaks are the one thing I'm kind of disappointed about, but it is what it is. I'm not really worried about that. We'll have commercials during the big shows, during the big matches of that card, whatever. But yeah, this is the CW shows are of a higher priority and of a higher stakes than that No Mercy show. All right, so this is the bigger deal. This is what they're hyping up. They're hyping up this now more than they're doing the No Mercy show. So it even show like during the NXT to show like a bunch of like screenshots of like news outlets talking about CW. So these two shows are bigger shows than No Mercy. So once you get that in your head, you can kind of understand why they might wait for these shows for Julia and Stephanie rather than putting it on No Mercy. It makes more sense for Julia's time frame anyway. You can really build up to Julia. You can build up to Stephanie for this shows. So yeah, that's my thought process. And Jada Parker, she does deserve it. Yeah, Jada Parker is a talent who they've been invested in. She is a person who is one of the best on the mic in the entire company, not just in NXT. The entire company, one of the best on the mic. So let her cook. Let her have a showcase against Roxanne Perez. She'll lose. And then we'll get Julia Roxanne at CW to send the company into a new era for CW and NXT. That's what I'm thinking about. But who knows? I might be wrong about that as well. So Stephanie Vaquera, she's still in Mexico, from what I hear. So it's very possible that both of them are moving, right? Stephanie's moving herself from Mexico to the United States. That takes time, folks. That takes coordination to move, to uproot yourself from Mexico and move into United States. That takes some time. Same thing with freaking Julia. You're uprooting yourself from Japan to the United States. That takes time. She's bringing her family. She's bringing her boyfriend. That takes time. So let them, uproot themselves and head over to America. Give them some more time. I think CW is the time we're going to see it. Winnie Chu, I hope Winnie Chu's up for a good match with Kalani Jordan. That's where that's going, clearly. Kalani. I keep saying Kiana. Why? Kalani and Winnie Chu. And then Jada Parker, I think she deserves a spot here. Put in a lot of good work with Michin. A lot of good mic work. Let her have a match with Roxanne Perez. And that's that. Okay? So that is the update for Julia and Stephanie. CW. That's the vision. That's the new time period, folks. CW. Not No Mercy. All right. Moving on to the topic at hand. Let's dive into that next. Let's talk Mania and the women's division. Right now, we have two champions, right? We have Liv Morgan, we have Nia Jax. I believe it's very possible. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure about Liv Morgan, but not Nia Jax. But I'm thinking that's probably the case as well. I think both Liv Morgan and Nia Jax will both be champions heading into Mania right now. Liv Morgan, I feel better about than Nia Jax. Let's start with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is in storyline with Rhea Ripley, a big one, the top storyline. Some would say that the Judgment Day is bigger than the Bloodline storyline right now in terms of excitement, in terms of talk online. Judgment Day is over Bloodline right now. Liv Morgan has just started this faction, the new Judgment Day, with Finn Balor and Dom. Do you believe that faction is going to lose a belt early? By early, I mean October, where Bad Blood is. Assuming there's even a match at Bad Blood. We're assuming stuff. We're assuming she faces Rhea Ripley. That's an assumption we have. We don't know. But with that assumption, do you think she's going to lose that belt in October? I don't think so. Not the way Triple H books. Not the way Rhea Ripley is now a babyface on the chase. I think we're going to get a lot of shenanigans when it comes to Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. She has to deal with Dom. I think she might have to deal with Raquel. She has to deal with Finn, JD. There's a lot of obstacles in her way to get back to that title. And when you have someone chasing like Rhea Ripley, and you have a Rumble or a Chamber down the line here, Triple H loves Rhea Ripley. So I could see her chasing Liv all the way to Mania and having it be a big deal that she finally takes out Liv Morgan and becomes the champion again, crowning her with a crowning babyface moment at Mania. I think it's very possible that is the case. In fact, I'm like 99.999% sure Liv Morgan is going to be champion through Rumble and Chamber season. Am I wrong? Raquel costing Rhea Ripley at Bad Blood is a good shout. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think that Liv Morgan is going to drop the belt at Bad Blood, and then you do what? Play it out. Play it out. Liv Morgan dropped the belt. Rhea Ripley is now champion. The Revenge Tour is pretty much over, right? Because the Revenge Tour works well when Liv Morgan is champion. If Rhea is champion, Liv Morgan has Dom, but like, who cares? Like Liv Morgan being in a position of power works well when she has the title and Dom. Once she loses one of them, it's not gonna be the same for her. I think she has to hold that belt for a while with Dom in her company. Rhea has to chase. The babyface, she has to chase. Have to keep screwing her, finding different creative ways to screw her. The first one was Dom turning. The next one might be Raquel. After that, who knows, right? We have to have her fail to get that belt over and over again for the sake of this storyline, which is hot with Judgment Day. Judgment Day has one singles world title, that's Liv Morgan. You don't drop it for the sake of giving her the belt back at Bad Blood with no actual plan going forward that is weighty or interesting, right? We also have the dynamic of War Games. So I've been saying that SmackDown Women's Division might get War Games. That was before the Damage Control clear babyface turn. Now do you see that Damage Control are babyfaces? I think it's very possible that, not even very possible, it's likely, because we have a clear direction with the bloodline, with Roman, the good bloodline against the bad bloodline. That's going to be a War Games match, you would think, which means SmackDown men get the War Games, which means the Raw women get the War Games. That's how you usually do it. Men get one on one show, the women get one on the other show, right? So the women will probably get Raw War Games match because the men are getting a SmackDown one. And that's the case. If that's the case, they're going to be Rhea Ripley and Liv. Team Liv against Team Rhea Ripley. That only works well if Liv is champion, right? Right? Having Rhea Ripley be champion, the babyface champion, and Liv Morgan going up, I'm going to go get my belt back at War Games. No, it doesn't make any sense. War Games will work well in this feud if Liv Morgan is still a champ. You have Liv Morgan, you have Raquel, you have maybe I'll do Shayna and Zoe Stark. It's interesting how this is setting up, right? Right now, Damage Control are faces. You have Sonya's new crew. So this is the image that somebody made that I borrowed here. So after Bad Blood, let's say that they do have a match in Bad Blood. We're assuming. Let's say it does happen. Then you have Liv Morgan, Raquel. Because Raquel will be a big factor in her retaining, right? So you have Liv, have Raquel. You have the faction that is Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe Stark. On the other side, replace Becky with either Asuka with Damage Control or Lyra Valkyria. Because I don't think Becky will be back until Netflix on Raw. So yeah, this is your Raw War Games match. Somehow Damage Control was always involved. Again, they're involved again. That's 3 straight War Games matches. But I think this works. It makes sense to me that you'd have Rhea, Damage Control, and someone else, whether that be a Lyra or Asuka. And then you have this, like the left seems perfect to me. The left is perfect. You may not like Sonya Deville in this match. You may not like it, but it makes sense based on what we're doing. We're setting up these trios of the heels, which are Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe Stark, against now the baby faces that are Damage Control. That seems to line in perfectly matches up with a War Games match down the line. This is probably the vision. Yeah, Becky's not going to be there. Becky's going to be out for a while. I think Netflix era. I think she returns on Netflix for Big Splash next year. We have Lyra, Asuka instead of Becky. What if Liv loses the belt and goes on a redemption tour? You can't have a revenge tour and then a redemption tour immediately. No. Right now you are in the storyline with the revenge tour. That is hot. It's that revenge tour with Dom and Judgment Day is hot. They love it now. The fans like it now. You don't change that for anything. That's going to be the overarching narrative. Liv Morgan is now with the Judgment Day. It's popular. It's hot. She's champion. She's a chicken shit heel. She runs away all the time. You're going to carry that as long as you can. And you have Rhea Ripley, who is a hot babyface. Do you see the reaction she got when she went out there to help Damian Priest? That loud pop, that is working. You ride that as long as you can. You ride that as long as you can. That going all the way to Mania, I think. But yeah, this team up makes sense. Just got to remove Becky for Asuka or Lyra. I also think this is my fantasy booking. Okay, check this out. Check it out. I think Rhea should lose this match. Team Rhea should lose. So what do? I think Triple H goes back to his old booking style or his old booking tape. Okay, and look at what happened at NXT. There was a War Games match. I think it was the first one where it was Team Rhea against the heels, and Rhea was the babyface, and Shayna was champion. So Shayna, these two were still involved there, Shayna and Rhea Ripley. If you remember, it was Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox left in the cage, left in the waiting cage, or the rating, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, cage, the waiting cage. And Dakota Kai came out. She had that epic turn where she turned heel and kicked Tegan Nox, right? Then it was 2-on-4. Yes, it was 2-on-4 because Dakota Kai took out Tegan Nox. That was it. And somehow, because of, the power of the baby faces, Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley won. So it was like 2-on-4 and they still won. They can recreate that storyline here where Dakota Kai comes out, tries to turn on Io Sky. This time she misses the kick. She runs back in the cage to hit her, but Io Sky dodges it and have a fight. And that takes them out of it. But it's not the same because Io Sky saw it coming, she dodged it, and she started beating up Dakota Kai and they had a scrap. So now it's 3-on-5. But this time Rhea Ripley does not defy the odds and win the day. She loses. That's how I would book this. I would book Dakota Kai turning on Io. Io Sky sees it coming. Maybe she gets back in the cage. Maybe she beats up Dakota Kai and gets back into the cage. But ultimately, Rhea loses because she had the disadvantage with the numbers games. That's how I book it. Rhea loses. Then she goes into the Rumble season or the Chamber, whatever you want to do, with the loss, trying to get back to Liv Morgan. I would book her to win the Chamber because she's never done that before. I don't think you have to book her to win the Rumble twice to get to Liv Morgan. I don't buy that trajectory. A second Rumble win to get to Liv Morgan. No, you can have her win the Chamber the first time. Give her the Chamber. She never won that before. She wins that. She goes to Mania to face Liv Morgan again. Yeah, call back to the NXT War Games match. Dakota Kai turns again, but this time she misses the kick where Tegan Nox got blasted. Io Sky will dodge it. Now you have a Io Sky damage control or like a Io Sky Dakota Kai feud going forward from that point. That's what I would do. Yeah, Rhea and Candice LeRae still won somehow. It was like 4-2 and they still won. Don't do that this time. Have the babyfaces loses. Have them lose. With Sonya, Shayna, Zoe Stark, Raquel, Liv Morgan, that's going to be too much. Like, again, maybe Io Sky deals with Dakota Kai backstage to have a fight. Io Sky goes back up the cage to get in the ring. Maybe to lock the door. Because the War Games have to start, and because Io Sky and Dakota Kai took themselves out of it, they say, let the War Games begin. It's 3-on-5. Then Io Sky comes running back out there after dealing with Dakota Kai. She runs it back out there. They won't let her in because the door's already locked. She climbs up the cage, does the moonsault off the top of the cage to get back into the match, or to get in the match for the first time at least. Then it's 4-on-5, but they still lose because Raquel is dominant and powerful. That's how I'll book it. I think Dakota Kai should attack Kyrie instead. That worked fine. Or attempt to, because again, I'll book it so that she misses. I wouldn't do the same exact thing, I have it so that she does the kick, but she dodged it. There's like a pause, look at each other like, oh yeah, you fucked up, you missed, and then there's a scrap in the cage. Like play on history, it's like poetry. It rhymes, right? It is similar, but not exactly the same. But you can do Kyrie, sure. Yeah, you can do that. Will it be more? I would prefer Io Sky because Io Sky is gonna get pushed more than Kyrie, right? To do a Dakota Kai Io Sky feud, that's more top booking based on how Triple H books. He's more of a fan of Io Sky in ring, so I would do Io Sky Dakota Kai, and you can all get back to the OG damage control by doing that, right? If we do a Io Sky Dakota Kai feud, then later on, maybe next year, Bayley gets wrapped back into it. Then you have a triple threat match ready to go, where between the OG damage control. Everybody wants to see that Dakota Kai versus Io Sky versus Bayley match. This is how you start that off by having the Dakota Kai turn in War Games. But that's some serious freaking fantasy booking, okay? So it's like, I'm like, let me not say that because I'm gonna be disappointed when it doesn't happen, right? So let's just back off. Just forget about that. Triple H can do what he wants, okay? That's how I would book it, though. Dakota Kai failing her heel turn. That'd be kind of cool. Callback. Cool callback. I like callbacks when it's well executed. I love it. Okay, so that's kind of my thought process with Liv Morgan, okay? Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, that's going all the way to Mania, I believe, okay? Now, how about Nia Jax? Because some folks they're not really... Let me just show you what the folks are saying in my bait tweet. Let's see. Here it is. So Bianca is left without a marquee match. We may have to talk about that. Maybe I'll wrap back around to Bianca in a second. It's all fun and games until Charlotte Flair pulls up. So Charlotte Flair is the one wild card for Nia Jax, right? Let's think about it. Who are the babyfaces ready to take on Nia Jax on SmackDown? Who are the babyfaces ready? Bayley? Is Bayley beating Nia Jax for the belt again? I don't see that. Chelsea Green? Is she gonna make a babyface turn here? Maybe. Don't see it. Bianca and Jade are in the tag team division. I don't think they're gonna go for the singles title until Rumble season. So Bianca's out of there. Jade is out of there. It's probably a returning Charlotte Flair is her biggest issue, right? That's probably her biggest problem. Nia, absolutely not. I see Tiffany against Charlotte Flair at Mania for the title. Liv should be the champion until Mania, but I feel WWE will give it to Rhea at Bad Blood. I don't agree with the Bad Blood thing because I already talked about that. But Tiffany's an interesting one, right? She's interesting, but we'll get to that in a second. You just jinxed those girls with some voodoo, with your wrong voodoo. I'm curious what they will do with the Raw Women's division. If they put the belt back on Babyface Rhea at Bad Blood. Everybody's so sure that match is happening. I think it's going to happen as well. But we're all sure that Rhea Ripley is facing Liv Morgan at Bad Blood. We've all put it in our heads. We've all had it booked. Bad Blood, Rhea, against Liv Morgan. They could do a tag match where it's like Liv and Dom against Rhea and Damian, or they could do Finn and Liv. There's other ways you can do that, but that blood feud. There's other ways you can skin a cat to have them in the ring together. I agree, it's probably going to be Liv and Rhea, but we're all assuming that that's the match. Like we all have in our heads. Again, I think it's likely, but still, I think it's funny how we all have the same belief that we're just assuming is going to happen. Liv against Rhea Ripley at Bad Blood. Probably, though. Probably. What's up with all these? What's up with all y'all wanting long run? I didn't say I want it. I think it's going to happen. I'm saying I want that to happen. Hell no. Liv is losing in October. You're forgetting Tiffany. Okay, so let's talk about Charlotte Flair first, okay? So Charlotte Flair, she's going to return as a babyface, I think. She can face Nia Jax. The problem with that, Nia Jax has had a great run here in her second run. She has defeated Bianca Belair clean. She beat Nia Jax. She beat Jake Cargill in the DQ. She beat Lyra Valkyria in the main event in Saudi Arabia. Then she beat Bayley at the Queen of the Ring. She beat Bayley at SummerSlam. Does that sound like a 2-month reign to you? Like, okay, 2 months later she loses. Last year, what happened to Io Sky? Io Sky won the belt at SummerSlam. Where did that go? Mania. So Io Sky goes to Mania, but Nia Jax won't off a SummerSlam win. I don't buy it. Another thing to consider, like I always say, when it comes to the Rumble season, you want your champions dialed in. Why? Because you have storylines for the Rumble, storylines for the Chamber that involves the Mania matchup. So you want your champions to be locked in going into the Rumble season, which means if Nia Jax is going to lose the belt, it's going to happen in what? November? October? Does that track? We're in August. She just won the belt. August, September, October. What? A 2-month reign? 2.5-month reign? November? A 3-month reign? I don't buy it. I just don't. I think Nia Jax will be champion all the way to Mania because unless a returning Charlotte does that, but I don't see that happening. A lot of people are bringing up the whole Ronda thing. Ronda losing the belt to Charlotte Flair was needed because Ronda Rousey herself wanted to take a break. Ronda wanted to take a month break, so they had to scramble. Originally, it was going to be Rhea Ripley against Ronda Rousey, right? That was the Mania plans. They changed it because Ronda wanted to take time off, so they pulled the Charlotte Flair trigger. Okay, Charlotte Flair, come back. We need you. They're not going to run into that problem with Nia Jax. Nia Jax is a staple in the women's division right now. She's here to stay. She's not a Ronda Rousey. She's not going to throw a curveball. You can count on Nia Jax for them. I don't buy a Charlotte Flair returning to end the reign. I don't buy that. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't buy it as the most likely option. I think most likely Nia Jax, who has been a great heel for the company, gets a lot of heat, she gets great reaction from the crowd, negative reaction. Every babyface that goes up against her, it benefits from her. I think a longer reign for her makes sense, considering what we saw last week. Well, not last week, but last year with Io Sky. If Io Sky can go from SummerSlam to Mania, Nia Jax can go from SummerSlam to Mania as well. Especially because she can talk on the mic and be a very, like Io Sky didn't get heat from the crowd as a heel, right? Nia Jax will get heat as a champion, and should probably be a better storyline than the Io Sky thing. Well, not necessarily, because ultimately the Damage Control storyline was Bayley turning on them because she felt wronged, right? But in terms of the champion, because a lot of that time, Io Sky was a background character. We talked about that a lot. She was a background character in her own feud. It was more about Dakota Kai and Bayley. With Nia Jax, she'll be more at the forefront on the mic as a heel champion getting heat. So I think it makes more sense to see Nia Jax go all the way to Mania. Charlotte Flair, I see having some other storyline, maybe with Bianca and Jade, in that dynamic. Because last time we saw Charlotte Flair, she was tagging with Bianca Belair. Folks forget about that. Bianca and Charlotte were both baby faces, right? They're both faces, and they were tagging together when Charlotte Flair tore her ACL. They could revisit that. They can have Charlotte Flair be the wedge between Bianca and Jade. Very possible. That's what I would do, probably. Because it makes sense storyline-wise. They were tagging together before. Now, Jade Cargill come into play. Then she comes back to her friend Bianca Belair. That causes some tension, some issues there. That's what I would do. Especially if you want to find a way to get out of the Bianca Belair Jade Cargill tag match, use Charlotte Flair to be the wedge. But yeah, I think Nia Jax goes all the way to Mania, I think. Now, how about Tiffany? Ronda is currently pregnant. Good for her. So how about Tiffany? Tiffany is an interesting one, right? Because she had the briefcase. So I think Tiffany's going to cash in before Rumble season. Possible. Is it likely? Probably not. I think she probably goes all the way until after Mania, probably. She has a nice briefcase, a very lovely briefcase she has. She's going to hold that thing for a while, right? There's a window of time where she can cash in and make sense. Like I said before, you want your champions dialed in and set up for Rumble season. And into Mania, you want those storylines to be set in place, right? Which means she had to cash in before Rumble season or after Mania. not in between. That's messy. That's weird. You have storylines set during the Rumble season, so you don't want to mess with that. So before Rumble season or after Mania is the time she's going to cash in. Or maybe during the Mania, right? Like Damian Priest. So if that's going to happen, she's going to have to cash in on her friend Nia Jax, during a Charlotte Flair match sometime in October, in November, she cashes in. And then what? She's a champion until Mania. Does that track for you guys? A young Tiffany Stratton champion before Mania. So going into Mania season, she's the champion. So all the Rumbles storylines and the Chamber storylines are about her. So she's the champion, the staple going into Mania. At this point, I don't buy it. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's possible. I just don't buy it. It's more likely that she champion all the way through Mania. Not champion, but she's the Money in the Bank holder, holding that briefcase all the way until after Mania. Then she cashes in after Mania, I think. That's cleaner to me. I think it's cleaner that way, but anything's possible. I just don't buy because again, Nia Jax just won a championship similar to what happened with Io Sky last year. She just won a championship at SummerSlam. August, September, October. Does she drop it sometime then? It's in track. We went through the trouble of booking her to win the Queen of the Ring. She wins Queen of the Ring. She beats Bayley in a high profile match. You end her reign 2 months later? 2 months later, Triple H? That track for you? 2 months, 3 months is over, Nia. Queen of the Ring, SummerSlam victory, all this, beat Bianca Belair, and now it's over 3 months? Nah. Could be wrong. I just don't believe it. I don't think it's possible. I think it's more likely Nia Jax hold that belt through Rumble season, through Chamber season, into Mania. Because why else would you bother with all this work with Nia Jax for a 3-month reign? To have Charlotte Flair be the champion again? Going into Mania? I don't buy it. I'm not saying I know for a fact, I just don't buy it. And she can pull Damian Priest. Again, with that beautiful, pink, lovely briefcase, she can hold that thing for a long period of time, have her be more seasoned. Because again, this is her first year on the damn roster. Her first year on the roster, folks. You can have her be more of a, work more characters. I think she's entering a storyline with Chelsea Green, I think. She had a backstage segment with Chelsea Green. Have her work more character work. Have her have more matches with other talent. Have that briefcase work more. Build up her in ring. Build up her character work. And then after Mania, still has it, and then she cashes in, and then you're ready. Now you feel better about her being champion. Within her first year, winning Money in the Bank, winning the belt, and going into Mania, her first year doesn't track for me. I think it's more likely they capitalize after Mania when she has more of a run, more comfortable as a champion, so on and so forth. Tiffany might face Trish at Crown Jewel, possible. Think Liv Morgan should win the rivalry? Well, sorry to tell you, Triple H is booking it, and nobody's winning a rivalry with Rhea Ripley. Anytime soon, at least. All right, so that's my thought process, folks. Nia Jax to Mania, Liv Morgan to Mania are most likely. For sure, Liv Morgan. Maybe Nia Jax is stopped by Charlotte Flair or Tiffany. I just don't buy it, considering all the work they've done with Nia Jax. Again, beating Bianca Belair clean, winning the Queen of the Ring, beating Bayley at SummerSlam. It doesn't sound like a 3-month reign to me. But I could be wrong. Again, gets a lot of heat, can talk on the mic, crowd love to boo her. Makes 2 cents to carry that thing all the way to Mania for me. So that's my thought process on it, folks. Now let's wrap back up, or wrap back around to Bianca and Jade. Like the gentleman said here, not this person. It was a different tweet, but I'll use this tweet. So if Bianca's left without a marquee match back-to-back years, because I don't see Bianca versus Nia happening at Mania. I don't either. Let's look at the history of Bianca and Jade and Triple H's booking. Let's be logical about this. Use our brains, okay? So I put out this tweet here saying Bianca Belair is not facing Jade Cargill at Mania. Wake up, folks. Have you learned nothing about Triple H's booking or the way Triple H books? So this is what I mean by that. The folks who are suggesting this match are saying this is going to be a non-title match, right? Non-title. I have a question for the chat, and please tell me yes or no, or answer the question however you want to answer it. When is the last time we've seen a one-on-one non-title women's singles match? For the chat, I'll ask the question again for the people in the back. When is the last time we've seen a one-on-one women's match non-title at Mania? Do 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 do. None? Never? Okay. So, or at least it's been back in the day. Like, we don't know. The modern era, we haven't had one, right? Certainly not by Triple H. Triple H certainly hasn't done it, right? So folks who are saying this is going to be happen at Mania, you are predicting something that's never happened before, right? You're saying something that's never happened before is going to happen. We've never seen a singles non-title match ever, but we're going to see it now. So you're fantasy booking something that's never happened before. Does that make sense? So let's pump the brakes there. You are fantasy booking something that's never happened. Is it impossible? No, but it's never happened. So why are you feeling so strongly about this? You have such conviction about something that's never happened before. Number one. Number two, Jade Cargill, her in-game, her biggest match is Bianca Belair. By far. That's what everybody's been talking about for years. From the moment Jade Cargill stepped into AEW, folks have been saying, oh, we want to see this match. Oh, this is a dream match. Bianca, Jade. Can't wait to see it. Bianca is her in-game match. It's her ultimate last match. Does Triple H seem like the person that, to you, based on what you've seen over the last 2 years, does it track for Triple H to book this match first for Jade Cargill? Her first Mania match is her in-game match. Her ultimate dream match, the one everybody wants to see, is her first Mania match. Triple H? No. Okay, I don't buy that. So, quick recap. Non-title women's match never happened before. Jade Cargill, her in-game match, Bianca Belair. Triple H, long game guy, long storyteller, always pushing everything out. We haven't even seen Bianca and Rhea Ripley yet. But we're going to get Jade Bianca? The match he knows everybody wants to see? I don't know about that. I say no. Maybe you disagree. I say no. So, the question is, what the hell is she going to do at Mania? What Bianca going to do? Well, again, let's look at the past. Triple H doesn't rush things. I agree. Oh, look at this person. Smart. I'll come back to this in a second. Ask Grook. What's that? Grook? Whatever. What's Bianca's Mania match then? Okay. Well, here's the question then, folks. Here's the question. Again, let's look at the past. Last year, what was Bianca Belair's original Mania match? What's up, guys? What's up? My question to the chat. What is Bianca Belair's original Mania match last year? Do you know? I'll tell you if you don't know. Who was she supposed to face at Mania? Tiffany. Why? I agree, but why? Why is it supposed to be Tiffany? Because you remember, they called up Tiffany because something happened. They fast-tracked Tiffany to the main roster because something happened. Charlotte Flair, right. Her original opponent was supposed to be Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair got injured. Then they called up Tiffany to put Tiffany in that spot. Then they pivoted to Bianca, Jade, Naomi for the big three, right? So it's supposed to be Charlotte Flair for WrestleMania 30, for WrestleMania 40, right? Quick question. That's WrestleMania 40. That's the 40th one. What was her original plan for WrestleMania 39? Do you remember? Bianca faced Asuka. That was not her original match. Something changed. She was supposed to face someone else. Do you remember? WrestleMania 40, the original plan was Charlotte Flair. Do you remember what the original plan was for 39? Correct, Charlotte Flair. Well, we have a trend here, folks. Interesting thing here, right? WrestleMania 39, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair. What happened? Ronda wanted to take time off. They pivoted. They put the belt on Charlotte Flair. The match didn't happen. It went with Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair, Bianca Asuka. That was not the original plan. They pivoted. But it's supposed to be Bianca Charlotte for 39. For 40, what was supposed to be? Bianca Charlotte. What happened? Bianca got an ACL tear. So back-to-back years, they're setting up one match. Bianca versus Charlotte. Back-to-back years. So logic would tell us that for 41, they're going to try it again. That's what, based on history, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying we're being smart about this. Looking at it with our brains logically. They tried in 39, they failed. They tried in 40, they failed. They may try again. 3 times the charm. So what I like to do is, I don't like to just fantasy book. I like to look at what happened in the past, in history. Okay. Again, never had a non-title women's match. Okay. Jade Cargill's in game is Bianca Belair, right? And then finally, they've tried it 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, they tried to do Bianca Charlotte and they failed. So why not try it again? Again, I don't know if it's going to happen. It's a guess, but likely they're going to try it one more time. Bianca against Charlotte Flair for 41. Tried at 39, failed. Tried it at 40, failed. Now 41, tried again. That makes sense? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. It didn't happen last 2 years. Okay, they tried it back to back and it happened before. So why would it happen now? Maybe they get lucky. Maybe finally Charlotte Flair, nothing happens with her and the match happens. So that's my guess. My guess is Bianca Charlotte, 41. Yeah, that's my guess. That makes sense? And it may not even be like a heel babyface thing. It may be like just a respect match, like face versus face. Just like a respect thing. You don't even need like a heel babyface dynamic for that match. The match sells itself. Charlotte Bianca sells itself. You don't need to have a strong, she's a heel, she's a face thing. No, you have a face, heel, tweener dynamic. The match sells itself. There's no work that needs to be done, really. I hope to do some work. But again, even that match, guys, is a non-title match, singles match for the women, which has never happened before. So even booking that is a stretch because we've never seen it. But it's more likely that Bianca and Charlotte Flair get that kind of respect, get that highlight, than a Bianca Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, they're afraid to having a singles match altogether. I think that Bianca and Charlotte Flair have the weights, they have the confidence, they have the in-ring skill to be booked in a non-title women's match for the first time. If you ask me which is more likely for first time ever, Bianca Charlotte, Bianca Jade, is Bianca Charlotte because of the confidence they have in those two women, That's my thought process with Bianca. Keep trying it. They're going to try it again. Will it fail for the third time? Hopefully not. This is get out the way because it keeps putting everything back, right? They keep trying to do the match and it keeps failing. So they clearly want to have that match done for whatever reason. So hopefully they get it right this time and it happens. So we can move on. Because they keep trying it and they want to do it, obviously. That's the goal. They want Bianca to have that match. So let's do it. And let's not have it be any type of setback or anything weird happen this time around, for the love of God. Please just do it. Assuming that's the plan. Let's just get it out the way. For the love of God. All right. Bianca Charlotte might be SummerSlam next year. Then what's the Mania match for Bianca? Charlotte will be back probably in October. That's probably where we'll see Charlotte Flair return sometime in October. Yeah. All right, what's next? Bianca and Jade as tag team champions. That'll be over by the time SummerSlam. Well, not SummerSlam. By the time the Rumble season comes around, I think. I hope. I wish. So that's my plan. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. Nia Jax. Let's assume for a second. Let's assume that Nia Jax is champion all the way to Mania. Who is her opponent? Bianca? Nah. Charlotte Flair? Nah. Her opponents will be the Rumble winner or the Chamber winner. I've said time and time again. Next time Bianca Belair has a championship, it'll be the one that Rhea Ripley was holding. Now Liv Morgan has it. So that won't be Bianca winning the Rumble or Chamber. I don't think it'll be Charlotte Flair, because probably they'll try to do Bianca Charlotte again. It's going to be Jade Cargill. That's my assumption. I think Jade Cargill will win the Rumble. Again, Rumble is a multi-woman match. She finished top 3 last time, and this time she'll probably win it. Then we get Jade Cargill against Nia Jax. Now, Nia Jax is a comfortable opponent for Jade Cargill, because Jade Cargill, she's one of the first. Nia Jax can work from a dominant standpoint against Jade Cargill, and it'll work, right? So Jade Cargill will work from underneath. She'll be the underdog, trying to fight from underneath Nia Jax, and it works because Nia Jax is a bigger girl, right? So you can book the match so that Nia Jax is dominating, throwing her weight around, and then Nia Jax has the babyface. That babyface. What word am I looking for? Babyface. Energy, for lack of a better word. And then she comes back and she beats Nia Jax, and then she hits the jaded on the bigger Nia Jax and wins the championship at Mania. I would not be surprised if they gave her that Rumble spot. And that could be the division between Bianca and Jade as well, right? Once Jade wins the Rumble, then she's a singles competitor, and then she kicks Bianca to the curb, and then she chases Nia Jax. You have Nia Jax put over Jade Cargill. That makes more sense than the Jade Cargill Bianca match that folks are fantasy booking. You have Nia Jax lose to Jade Cargill, Bianca faces Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan faces Rhea Ripley. So that's what I would do, I guess. Liv, Rhea, Bianca, Charlotte, Nia Jax, Jade Cargill. If you want to put over Jade Cargill, you want to get out the way, you go ahead and do it. Have her win the Rumble, beat Nia Jax, and that's that. Yes, Jade Cargill beats Nia Jax. Yes, she does. Heel Charlotte beats Bianca face at Royal Rumble. Sure. Does Tiffany fail her cash in? No. She cashes in successfully in 2025 after the Rumble. After Mania. Yeah, so Jade Cargill, that's her match. That's the Nia Jax match at Mania. Go ahead and pull the trigger. I can see it happening, folks. Can you not? See Nia Jax losing to Jade Cargill after Jade Cargill wins the Rumble. I can see it. After a year working with Bianca Belair, a full year of Bianca Belair teaching her the ropes and holding her hand, to have Jade Cargill win the damn Rumble and beat Nia Jax. Bianca Belair gets jealous, I guess. If you want to do Bianca Belair heel stuff, let's say Bianca turns heel, you have heel Bianca against babyface Charlotte Flair at Mania. Then, out of Bianca's, that's what I would do. Bianca Belair gets mad at Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill wins the Rumble. Bianca Belair takes her frustration out on Charlotte Flair. You have Bianca Charlotte Flair at Mania. Bianca wins. Then heel Bianca Belair get drafted to Raw. And we finally get Rhea Ripley against Bianca Belair, heel versus face, with Rhea being the face, Bianca being the heel, and we start cooking. At this point, guys, I know there's some folks that are very apprehensive about Bianca Belair being a heel. Embrace it, folks. Triple H loves heels. It'd be better for her career right now. Yeah, it'd be better for her. Triple H likes booking heels. Look at Rhea Ripley's run. Look at Liv Morgan's run. Let Bianca be a heel. Let her get a lot of TV time, a lot of character work. It's best for her career in WWE that she's a heel because the creative team loves booking women heel more than baby faces. Look at Bayley's run. Look at Bayley's babyface run. You like that run? You like it? No. Okay. Liv Morgan is top of the card. She's getting a lot of TV time as a heel. Rhea Ripley was a heel last year. A lot of TV time, right? Let Bianca Belair be a heel. Let her have a lot of story time, a lot of character work. Let her cook as a heel against babyface Rhea Ripley. There's no point in resisting it, folks. We should get Bianca Belair as a heel so creative can finally give a damn. All right. Yeah. I think it's time to just embrace it because I don't think Rhea, she won't be a heel anytime soon. So the move is to make Bianca a heel. So you have face Rhea, heel Bianca, and that's the storyline going into WrestleMania 42. Or Bianca be a tweener, whatever. Just book her, just do some work. That's all. I agree with you, Richard. I think Jade Cargill is better off as a heel. I do. But if you're doing Jade against Nia Jax, I'm assuming, like we don't know, like I'm guessing, fancy booking here. If you're doing Jade as a threat to Nia Jax, you want Jade to be a babyface. Bianca could be a tweener. I'll take tweener Bianca. I would love for Bianca and Rhea Ripley to both be the tweeners, both be dynamic, both be like have layers to their character, have them face off each other. But Rhea is loved right now by the fans, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what direction they go. Yeah, she's full on face. So maybe Bianca's more dynamic. She has more dynamics in her character. Let her cook. Let Bianca cook. Yeah, she's over despite her bad booking, I guess. Yeah. Bianca's booking is lame, but she always gets great reactions. The crowd loves her. A lot of great signs in the crowd. So that just speaks to her star power. Despite her lame face booking with Jade Cargill, she's still over with the crowd. So, but I think Bianca as a heel will get creative juice. And I want her to have a lot of creative juice behind her. So go ahead and change her, turn her heel, or let her be a tweener and roll with it, you know? All right. So that's my thoughts about Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Let's transition to this conversation about tampering. All right. So you know the IWC can be very dumb, okay? You get tweets like this from I won't say dumb, from ignorant accounts, okay? WWE is clearly, or WWE is already contract tampering with Lucha Bros. FFS. For fuck's sake, not even surprised. Yeah, we'll talk about Mercedes Moné promo in a second, okay? So let's talk about tampering. First of all, this is a stupid comment because there's no such thing as tampering in pro wrestling. There is no such thing as contract tampering in pro wrestling. So why are people saying this? Where does this come from? This comes from good old Tony Khan. So Tony Khan, when WWE were contacting AEW talent, Tony Khan was upset. And he said that, oh, the WWE are contract tampering. And from the moment he said that, fans are just wrong with it. So why do you say that? Well, Tony Khan from the pro wrestling world, and of course he's from the NFL world, right? So his father owns the Jaguars, and he's very much in the professional football world, right? So use that term. Why? Well, in NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball, there's a thing called a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement. Okay, you have these owners, they own these teams. They're in a league, a governing body that they voted on, and it has to be some type of rules, some type of regulations, for the league. They came up with this CBA, a collective bargaining agreement that the players and the teams have to agree to. Within that documentation, there's a thing called tampering or contract tampering, whatever. They made it up, okay? It's made up. They say, okay, my NFL team, I have players on my team. You're not allowed to contact my players while they're under my contract, well, they're in my team, okay? Like, let's say I'm a Jaguars. I have players on my team. No team can contact my players as long as they're under contract for me. That's called contract tampering, okay? This is made up. This is not a law. It's not a law by the federal government, okay? This is a CBA law that they made within the documentation for the league. It has no bearing or anything beyond the CBA. Something that the teams have to abide by, okay? It's not a law, not a federal law. You can't go to jail for contract tampering. I can make it up, just like they did. I can make a CBA. All right, this is a IWC, exposing IWC CBA, guys. I'm gonna create a documentation. My followers on Twitter will have to sign it. If you don't like my Twitter, if you don't like my tweets, if you don't like my YouTube videos, you are given a fine. Write up the CBA, you guys sign it. Now it's a legal document, but I made it up. It doesn't make sense, right? Tampering to not like my videos doesn't make any sense, but I made it up, and it's official in the documentation, therefore it matters, right? But there is no such thing as contract tampering in pro wrestling because there's no CBA, there's no agreement. AW and WWE did not come together and say, hey guys, let's create a organizing body called the NWA, the National Wrestling Association. And the WWE and the AW and TNA, they're all going to be a part of it. And we're all going to put together a CBA document that states that you can't contact my talent while they're under my roof, when they're under contract from me. That didn't happen. There's no CBA. It doesn't make sense, right? These are separate companies, independent companies. So of course there's no CBA, there's no agreement, there's no nothing. So there's no such thing as contract tampering in pro wrestling. But because Tony Khan, in his NFL or professional sports mind, used that term, because that's what he knows from his father being the owner of the Jaguars, all these AW accounts are using this shit, talking about contract tampering. There's no such thing. It's not a thing at all. If I work for Google, okay, Amazon can come talk to me and recruit me. Not against the law. Like, what are we talking about here? So this contract tampering term has gotten out of hand. And every time I see it, I just laugh my ass off. Like, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as contract tampering. There's no CBA. There's no professional league. It's not the NFL. It's not NBA. It's not the Major League Baseball. Shut the hell up about this damn contract tampering thing. It sounds silly. Whenever you say that, you sound ignorant. Because you are ignorant because you don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing. Again, if I work for Google, Amazon wants me, I can leave at any point to go to Amazon. It doesn't matter. There's no, oh, you can't talk to Amazon. Since when? There's nothing in my contract that says I can't talk to Amazon. Now, if I sign a contract that says you can't talk to Amazon, that's one thing if I signed it. But there's nothing like that. And then I'll be breaking it. I'll be breaking the contract because Google or Amazon did not sign the contract, right? Let's say they put in a contract that you can't talk to WWE at all. Well, if WWE contacts you and they talk to WWE, the talent is breaking the contract, breaking it, not tampering with it, by the way. They're breaking the contract, the talent. So they will get mad at the talent. But WWE never signed the contract. The agreement, if there is one, was between the talent and AEW. Got nothing to do with WWE. So if that was the case, if it's said in the contract that he can't talk to WWE, that would be them breaking the talent, breaking the contract, not contract tampering. This contract tampering thing is CBA stuff from American pro leagues that Tony Khan said. Now all these dumbass accounts are now repeating it, thinking they sound smart, and they don't. Jesus Christ. Okay. Got that off my chest. So again, there is no... So every time you see something like this, every time you see somebody say something about contract tampering, you can laugh. Dude, there's no such thing as contract tampering in pro wrestling or any walk of life beyond some type of CBA agreement within a league. No such thing. Let me see how many people use freaking contract tampering with WWE real quick. WWE contract tampering. Contract tampering, lads. You don't think people like Ricochet, Adam Cole weren't talking with... No, we shouldn't be saying that. What we should be saying is there's no such thing as contract tampering. Contract tampering, LOL. contract tampering argument between WWE and AEW should be snapped because it's clear both companies do it. There's no such thing as contract tampering is what you should be saying, not entertaining this nonsense. Like, shut up. Tony Khan will sue WWE. What? Tony Khan will sue the WWE, my guess, contract tampering? This is just some like ultimate level of ignorance. WWE is already contract tampering. What in the hell? Contract tampering crowd is awfully quiet right now. This is so weird. And so many people are talking about this as if this is a thing. It's simply not a thing at all. I'm hoping we get a lot of WWE versus WCW levels of contract tampering. Jesus Christ, everybody thinks it's a thing. Wow. It's a damn shame. Two occasions, oh, this is the same account, same dumbass account. Two occasions of contract tampering. Jesus Christ, this is sad. Well, we're not really interested in contract tampering with her. What? Here's a smart person. Contract tampering is not a thing in pro wrestling. Yeah, that's what folks should be saying. Boy, that makes my head hurt. Wow. No, that's not a parody account. That's not a parody account. That's a real account. That's a real account. Contract tampering. Jesus. Anyway, let's move on from that dumb conversation about contract tampering. I just can't get over how dumb that is. Even the wording, contract tampering, that means you've tampered with the contract. How? Hey, superstar, when your contract ends, I want you to sign with my company. That's not contract tampering. Literally, the contract is obsolete once it's over. I'm not asking them to break their contract. Well, we'd be breaking their contract, not contract tampering. I'm saying, hey, when your contract ends, come over here. That's literally the opposite of it. Wait till your contract ends, then leave and come to me. That's not contract tampering. That's just saying, hey, when your contract ends, come over here. What? Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm telling you guys, the CBA talk has poisoned Tony Khan's mind. Therefore, it's poisoned his AW fans. Now they think that contract tampering is an actual thing. It's really sad, but it's not. All right, enough of that dumb conversation. Let's talk about AW last night. It was the show was mid. I was disappointed with certain things. We'll talk about Mercedes Monet's promo here in a second. All right. A lot of people shit on Mercedes Monet in her promos, right? Say it's bad. But they don't really talk about why it's bad, right? This say it's bad. So in this video, I'm gonna break down her promo, literally, the execution of it, and how it sounds, and I'll tell you why it's bad. So let me see if I can actually play this real quick. Let me see something. I won't show you it, but I'm gonna show you the promo. You hear the promo. So here it comes up here in a second. Can you hear that?
Say hello to the Brick House, Camille.
Can you hear that fine? Before I play anymore, I want to know, can you hear that? CEO, CEO, CEO. Yes? Okay, cool. All right, here we go. I'm sorry for getting again.
On the women's roster and the CEO at the
CEO, 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 CEO.
Say hello to the Brick House, Camille.
Introducing Camille, fine, no issue there, right? No issue there.
I mean, does Dr. Britt Baker stand a chance
And
at
North
all in
Carolina.
London?
No issue right now, no issue.
Say hello to your CEO.
Okay, so that's how she opens up every promo. Fine, no issue there. Is it getting kind of boring and dry, but that's her opening to every promo. Okay, let's see what happens there. Fine.
And don't even waste your breath on chanting the DMD because she is not here tonight.
Okay. So you just said that DMD, Britt Baker, is not there. So where are we going with this? Where are we going with this, Mercedes?
Shout out to my EVPs for suspending Britt Baker so we don't have to deal with her till All In. How sweet is that?
Okay.
Very sweet.
So Camille gets 2 words. Okay.
Look, I hate to be the one to break it to you guys, but the DMD is not here.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay. Did you catch that? Did you see what just happened there? Did you catch what she just did? And the problem there. She repeated herself. She said that she's suspended. And she said, thanks you EVPs. She said, hey, she's not here. Let me play it again. Let me play it again.
Don't even waste your breath on chanting the DMD because she is not here tonight.
She's not here tonight. Okay.
Shout out to my EVPs for suspending Britt Baker so we don't have to deal with her till All In. How
Thanks
sweet is that?
thanks them for suspending her, and here it comes again.
Sweet.
Look, I hate to be the one to break it to you guys, but the DMD is not here.
So what happened there? Either somebody wrote a terrible promo for her, or probably she lost track. She was out there in the ring. She lost track of where she was. Therefore, she had to repeat herself. This is what I'm talking about here. The issue with her promo, the structuring is bad. She forgets her lines. It feels like she forgets her place. She has to repeat herself.
Oh, poor little DMD. Let's talk about the DMD. She is the first ever woman signed here in AEW. How impressive.
It's impressive to be the first person signed. It takes like no effort whatsoever. What do you mean it's impressive? How is that impressive? The first person signed the company. How impressive? You literally had to sit there and get signed. Like, I don't mean, what do you mean? Okay, let's keep going.
But you know, they always say that Britt's the first, but never the best.
That's a fine line there. That's fine.
But these two titles let you know that I'm the best in AEW.
Rough. This is rough.
Pardon me. See,
Oh my God. Then they signed somebody, right? They hired somebody to come in and write her stuff. There's a woman who was familiar with Mercedes Moné, who she worked with in WWE. I thought she was supposed to come in here and like clean up this stuff and make sure her stuff is good. What's her name? Like Peterman, some weird woman. They signed, like, I think her name was Peterman. She worked for WWE. They brought her in by her request. According to reports, she wanted her in there herself for her promos and her segments. That's what you're delivering is really bad. Delivery is bad. The words she's repeating lines. She's not really saying anything worth a damn. Yeah, that's a problem here, folks. So when folks say her promos are bad, that's what they're talking about. Yeah, that's just it is what it is. Like, yeah, Jennifer Peterman, that's what it is. Yeah, she won't be handling this stuff. Like, what is this? All she said was, DMD ain't here, and I'm the best. This is basically what she said in a very bad way. Yeah, I don't know. It's bad.
I've just been informed by Christopher Daniels that Tony Khan has overruled the Elite. And
what's the point of this whole Elite being like running the show if Tony Khan can override them anytime? Like, I don't understand that. Tony Khan can override the shit, then what are we doing here? Like, what's the point?
he has lifted the suspension of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And we do understand that we do have Britt Baker via satellite standing by. Let's go to her.
So we don't know. Britt Baker was suspended for talking shit about MJF and Will Ospreay's hour-long match, and MJF's girlfriend overheard it in the locker room and went and snitched, as Britt Baker will call it. She snitched, and told MJF. MJF told Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay approached Britt Baker first. Britt Baker got mad and said, "Who the hell snitched? Like, oh, it was you? You're a snitch." And she called her out of her name, apparently. That caused MJF to come in the locker room to talk to Britt Baker. Britt Baker got suspended. MJF punched a wall later on. Not during the time she was arguing with Britt Baker, but later on, he punched a wall. So, yeah, it was an interesting little backstage moment for Britt Baker. That's what got her suspended.
Mercedes,
Which is why she's not there.
you can run, get a bodyguard, and even get me suspended. But you can't stop me. This match is on at All In, just like I've been all in since day one. And when I make a commitment to something, I see it through to the end. Unlike you. Because we all know the second things don't go your way, you take your ball and you go home.
Solid line there. That was solid. Obviously talking about her leaving WWE in the way she did. Implying that she didn't get her way and she ran away like a little girl. That's what she's basically implying. Worked fine. I think got a crowd reaction. Let's see.
You're not the future.
Decent reaction there.
Let's get real. AEW is just the flavor of the month for you, where for me, AEW is home.
Another decent attack. Another decent attack there. It's basically saying, Mercedes, we know what time it is. We know you're going to come into AEW and leave and go WWE eventually. We know this is a pit stop for you. You're going to be here for a short amount of time and go back to WWE. So that's another decent line of attack from a babyface. Okay, I'm a babyface here. You're the heel you're an outsider heel. You're just using WWE. You're going to be going back to WWE eventually. You're just using AEW for get some money for a short period of time. You'll be back over there anyway. Decent attack there.
So go ahead, Mercedes, walk your walk, talk your talk, and count your money. But this ends at All In, when I become TBS champion and the first female in AEW to beat Mercedes Moné.
The first female, that's an interesting line there. That sounds like a male beater already. Just say the first person. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, not terrible. I just thought it was interesting why she said the first female to do it, like first person beater.
And now, I have 7 days to think of how I'm gonna get my hands on you next week. And if you doubt for a single second that I won't be able to figure out a way, don't. You can trust me.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor. Yours truly,
Decent.
Dr. Britt Baker.
DMD. So Britt Baker's promo was solid. Was it great? No. Was it the best? No. But it was solid. It was decent, right? Better than Mercedes.
Well, Britt Baker.
Camille was kind of just there. So the way they got to this damn promo, Camille squashed 2 chicks. Okay, fine. That did nothing for me. I get it already. She's supposed to be a powerhouse. She's the dominant force. Okay, she squashed 2 women. Okay. Yeah, I don't really love this segment for them. What's happening here is we've reached a point where here's the downside of booking a match way ahead of time, because we've known this is going to be the match for a long time. When you do that, you have to come up with angles and stuff to show on TV, right? They booked this match well in advance, so now we're in a lull period of time where we're dragging our feet. The match is set. We have to come up with something. Okay, let's have Camille come out here and wash these 2 women. We'll have Mercedes say nothing, basically. And we'll have Britt Baker on satellite to remind the people that this match is happening. We're in the lull period, folks. We're in the lull period for a lot of stuff, including Toni Storm and Mariah May, because that segment was also not the business. Where we had Mariah May come out there and squash this new other chick. And then Toni Storm popped up behind her. But before that happened, they had the little picture. But it had Maria Die on the back. And she came up and attacked her. Had a pull apart brawl. Just waste time stuff. Again, the match is set. Now I just got to figure out ways to waste time. So when it comes to women, those are the 2 matches they're featuring on TV. Those are the 2 storylines they're featuring and trying to drag it out. But yeah, this show was kind of a filler show. Nothing really interesting happened for me. Yeah, the DMD thing always gets a good reaction. Britt was the best part of the exchange. I agree. She was the best part of it wasn't the greatest, but it was the best part of the exchange. I agree. If Britt were to leave AW for WWE, Mercedes Moné stock would crash and would not be valued talent for WWE. Britt Baker is an AW lifer, I think. Honestly, I don't like her prospects if she goes to WWE. I think she needs to stay in AW. Mercedes will go back to WWE for sure, which is what that promo was hinting at. Like, I'm an AW lifer. You're just here for a short time, a good time. Then you'll be back in WWE anyway, right? That's what Britt Baker was saying. And a promo makes sense because there's some truth. A good promo always has a nugget of truth in it. That promo very much is true. We know what's happening with, we know what time it is with Mercedes Moné. She's going back to WWE eventually anyway. So yeah, that promo worked. But yeah, this Dynamite had the main event of, what was it? Danielson against, what's his face? I can't remember his name. Why am I blanking on his name? Old guy. Jeez. Somebody tell me in the chat. Jeff Jarrett. Jesus. I don't know why I was blanking on that. That match was not the best. I didn't care about it. It was what it was. Like, why are you booking Jeff Jarrett against Danielson for the main event of your show? I don't know. Ultimately, Swerve Strickland came out there and talked his shit. That was fine, but to set up a match with his next match next week. Why are they doing this? Again, it's a waste time. We're in waste time mode. So today was the filler show to waste time to get to All In. That's what happened. Got Rush against FTR. We got Hook returning to attack Chris Jericho's learning tree bullshit. Got MJF cheating against Kyle Fletcher. Nothing that too exciting. Dynamite was kind of whack. They also had like a segment that happened after the show, which doesn't really count as Dynamite, so it is what it is. But there's a pull-apart brawl that happened backstage after the show. Again, not part of the show actually. So Dynamite was kind of whack. That's me. Acclaimed won the tag titles, whatever. There was a funny segment where there's a Taco Bell ad dead in the middle of Jack Perry's segment. I kid you not. Taco Bell, right in the middle of his segment. I don't know what's going on there. I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm going to show you slowly. So here's Jack Perry's vignette, and Taco Bell comes out of nowhere. And you know it's legitimate because you see the AW logo at the bottom of the screen here.
Why take less?
So it's actual AW thing. It's supposed to happen, I guess. Not like they made a huge mistake. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, that was kind of funny. Taco Bell, right in the middle of your vignette. And then it cut back to the vignette, I think. Yeah, back to Jack Perry here. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of weird. Funny, but weird. I don't know what's going on with AW, man. It's kind of weird. Got Britt Baker getting suspended for talking shit about MJF and Will Ospreay. You got Taco Bell commercials dead in the middle of your vignettes. What is going on? Britt Baker thinks she's Charlotte Flair, but she's not. Well, according to Mercedes Moné, it's impressive to be the first person signed, whatever that means. So maybe she should feel like a big deal. That is so impressive to be the first one signed to the company. That's impressive. That's a weird comment, but whatever. Whatever. All right, folks, that's all I have for today. What you guys got for wrap it up here? Talked about no Stephanie, no Julia. Talked about Jada Parker for Roxanne. Talked about the whole tampering bullshit. Talked about Liv Morgan and Nia Jackson, Bianca and Jade. Talked about Tiffany Stratton a little bit. Talked about AEW being bad. What else? Mercedes basically said that Britt was good signing. Yeah. When she was new, yeah. That's all she was saying, basically. That's so impressive. Bianca was on Cody's podcast. When was this? When was she? Oh, was she on his truck or his van or his trailer? Are you sure? Let's see. Oh, she was. Look at that. Look at that. The EST. The EST. I'm not gonna play this right now. But Bianca was on Cody Rhodes' show. This Cody didn't forget about Bianca Belair. Kidding. I'm sure Bianca will be fine. Predict the Bash in Berlin card. Gunther against Randy Orton. Jay and Sammy against the Judgment Day. Ludwig Kaiser against Braun Breaker, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it will be Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser against Braun Breaker in a triple threat. Sheamus, Kaiser, Braun Breaker. Bianca and Jade, and maybe I think we'll know after this Friday what it will be for that show. If it will be a tag team match between Bianca and Jade for the tag titles at Bash Berlin, or will it be a big three match at Bash Berlin? I don't know yet. What else? I feel like I already had this somewhere, right? Did I already posted this? Let me go look at my own notes on Twitter. Bash in Berlin. Can't find it. You know, I just tried. Okay, maybe Bo against Chad Gable, maybe? Nia Jax Bailey too. That'll be rough for Bailey. There's another loss immediately. Possible. Maybe we do a no, Liv Morgan won't defend. She won't defend. We might have another Judgment Day match. Maybe a mixed tag with Rhea and Damian against Liv and Finn. That feels like more like a Raw main event though. But it's possible. If you want Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley to be on that card, then you do that. But Liv Morgan won't defend for sure. Nia Jax, Bailey, Bash in Berlin. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Liv Dom against Priest Rhea. I can see that. But do you do 2 Judgment Day matches? Maybe don't do Finn and JD versus Sammy and Jay. Maybe don't do that. I think we'll get 1 tag team for the Judgment Day match. One Judgment Day tag team match. 1. Bailey taking another loss immediately doesn't make sense to me. So I think that's a no. Maybe we get 1 women's match. 1 women's match would be a tag match. Maybe. Fans might be mad about that, but maybe just 1. Why are Julia and Stephanie going to NXT? Because NXT is going to be a third brand. It's going to be a third brand. And Julia and Stephanie are going to be the top of that brand. Like I said before, all the time, top of NXT is better than mid-card main roster. So it's going to be a good spot for them. A lot of time, a lot of in-ring to get accustomed to WWE style. They'll be fine. That's a good spot for them. Trust me. Third brand. NXT is a good spot right now. Very popular, very hot, and very well-produced shows these days. So no worries for Julia or Stephanie on that card. On that show. They'll be fine. Third brand, folks. Third brand. Again, look at this. Look at it. two massive shows. NXT is on CW. It's nothing to sniff at. Okay, nothing to sneeze at. We're getting a real good stuff in NXT. Let Julia and Stephanie for care cook down there. Third brand now. Third brand. That's how she see it. She has a third brand. Once you see Julia and Stephanie down there on that show, you'll feel differently because of the way they're booked. They'll be very highly featured. I love that for them. Men's tag teams titles won't be defended on PLEs. If it's Sammy, Jay, and the Judgment Day, I can see it being a PLE defense. If it's Bianca and Jade, I can see it be a PLE defense for the women. It'll be interesting what happens on Bash of Berlin. Will it be a filler show similar to No Mercy? Because Gunther's winning, right? Know that. It may be like a filler show. With filler, I mean like not huge storyline heavy. Because we just had a SummerSlam that was very much storyline heavy. So maybe Bash in Berlin is kind of like, a light show in terms of like big angles, but the in-ring is good. So you're going to love the in-ring work. So yeah, maybe we shouldn't be hyping up Bash Berlin for big moments. More about the wrestling and like continuing the storyline. Instead of like big character moments and big story beats. That's what I say. What if Charlotte Flair returns with a faction of her own? With who? I think she's going to return as a babyface though. That's what I think. Like with the main roster has storylines set in stone. Don't want to bring somebody in if they're not going to be a big part of the storyline, right? So it's better for Julia and Stephanie to be down there in NXT rather than be in the main roster without a main storyline, i.e. Kiana James. Kiana James was featured every week on NXT. Now she's nowhere to be found because they don't have a storyline prepared. Bianca Belair went up to the main roster. She was on the back burner she's in catering for a while until they wanted to bring her in. So let's wait. Let's listen to this teaser for Bianca. Oh, oops.
When we go out to eat,
My bad.
order.
Do you ever see him getting fat? Because he's in like the top shape. But do you ever see him getting fat? Would you be hot if he got fat?
No.
Would you?
know,
Yeah.
No, but just more little cushion for me to lean on.
Yeah.
But no, he's this man eats so much. Like when we go out to eat, he orders 3 meals.
I actually have been with him once where 2 steaks came, and I thought like, is he doing it for us? Is it?
To Montez Ford?
Dang.
I'm assuming
Orders
talking about Montez
2
Ford.
steaks, and most of the time they have salmon too.
What a
And they always ask,
Oh my gosh.
is somebody else coming? I'm like, no, he just
just for him. So you wouldn't be mad if he got fat?
no. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm trying to warn everybody. When this is done, I'd like to at least put on 75 to 100 pounds.
Whoa. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying maybe like 20.
No. I want anything that's even like jaw. I want it gone. I want it gone. I've been working out since I was 14, which shouldn't start working out when you're 14. But I was like redneck parents and my dad and everything.
Redneck parents.
I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Tommy Bahama shirt, khaki shorts, like red, like sunburnt, kind of just consistently. It's just, I don't know what that look is, but that's my ideal.
Okay.
Fun conversation.
So when we see you come back, be like, whoa, Cody let his stuff go.
Yeah, I saw him backstage. He was good, but bro, he wasn't lying about the 75 to 100 pound.
All right. Let's get Bianca Belair back in the main storyline, folks. I'm tired of the tag team stuff. Enough's enough. All right, enough's enough. I've suffered enough. Want Bianca Belair back into the main storylines, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Our last thing, Charlotte Flair has said she wanted a gimmick change and evolve her character, so this is the best opportunity for them. You think Charlotte Flair is going to lead Julia, Stephanie, and Delta? That's funny. I don't see it that happening, but that's an interesting thought. Charlotte Flair leading a faction of Julia, Stephanie, and Delta. That'd be hilarious. That'd be interesting. Kiana James was okay. I can see that. Put Kiana James with Charlotte Flair. I can see that. That could be fun. Kiana James. Oh, a good segment would be like a good faction would be Tiffany Stratton, Kiana James, Charlotte Flair. That is a very much a Charlotte Flair type of faction, right? That'd be cool. That'd be a cool visual to see that. Kiana on the left, Tiffany on the right, Charlotte down the middle. That'd be crazy. Kiana should be in Sonya's faction. I don't think the businesswoman gimmick she has fits with that. I could see her. I don't get it. I don't get why she's not on TV. Because she was with Adam Pearce, so why not have her be with Adam Pearce? In NXT right now, you're seeing Robert Stone and Stevie Turner work under Ava as GMs. So why not have Kiana James be a wrestler / GM assistant? And every time you see Adam Pearce, she's right there. She'll be on TV every week, right there, handling business. You can do the same thing they're doing with Robert Stone and Stevie Turner. The exact same thing. I don't get it. You guys following NXT? In NXT, you got Robert Stone and Stevie Turner working at GMs under assistant GMs, basically under Ava. Why not have Kiana James working under Adam Pearce, have her handling business, have her wrestle as well to handle business for Adam Pearce? I don't get it. What's going on? It's right there for them. Working for NXT. I don't understand. Assistants don't work for a GM. You can't have an assistant GM. You can't have assistant. No, she's a leader. Ava's leading them. He can't have someone who works under him. Why not? Why not? We saw Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce next to each other all the time. Remember when Sonya Deville was a GM? She's the butt heads with Adam Pearce on the same show. So we had that dynamic before. Why not have younger Kiana James working under Adam Pearce and have her like giving her opinion and calling things out? It could work fine. I think it worked fine, Richard. But it is what it is. They're not doing it. I don't know why. All right, folks. That is it for the stream. I don't know why they're not doing that. But it could have worked. Do me a favor. Like the video. Subscribe. Leave a comment if you're watching this on replay. Y'all like Kiana James as well. Cool. See me over on Twitter for any other questions. Follow me for any other bait tweets like I did this morning. That engagement tweet I sent out there. It'll be fun. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later.